So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming down and listening to all of our sessions in user group. I hope you are having a insightful sessions, right, which are going on. So, my name is Nitin Talreja, and I am the Customer Success Executive for APAC. And today I'm going to cover and we are going to talk about HCL Domino IQ specifically. And also we will cover on what are the new things which we are doing in the upcoming version. By the way, Domino version 14.5.1 is already released and it is available. And this can be tested now. All of you can download the latest version and test the functionality. But today's focus is on just talking about what we are doing new, and then I have some demos which we will showcase, which we are going to show it to you. With that, let me start. So before I begin, just a small disclaimer, because we are going to talk about some of the features which are still in the work in progress. So you can, by the way, also participate in our beta programs as business partners. You can participate and give your feedback. So a standard disclaimer on this, that some of the features which we may discuss are still work in progress. Okay, so as you are already aware that Domino IQ was already available. So before we go any further, it is important to position Domino IQ correctly in terms of what it is today, what is available and what is not, right? What we cannot do today. So Domino IQ is integrated in Domino 14 version 14.5 onwards, but it is optional, by the way. Administrators can decide whether they want to enable the feature or not. By the way, it is a trusted local LLM engine. It does not connect with internet. It does not connect with any other server outside the customer's environment. It also does not send any kind of data to third parties. Because we wanted to ensure that all the data is private, and customers, very sensitive customers, government customers, can use Domino IQ for different use cases. Today, Domino IQ does not process any kind of images, video, or audio natively, and also it does not runs on IBM IBM I hardware. Customers who are running on IBM I can still use Domino, but they need to run on a separate machine, like on a REHCL or a Windows environment typically. Also, in the current version, which is 14.5, there was no RAG support, RAG support, which was introduced. But with version 14.5.1, which got released around 3-4 days back, we have brought in the RAG support. So we will talk about that very quickly. What is coming and what is already available now. So RAG, which is RAG, which is Retrieval-Augmented Generation AI, is a feature which is available now. So the developers, Domino developers, can use Domino applications. The knowledge base is nothing but your Domino applications, your Domino databases. It can connect to those databases and it can generate answers. We have brought in a vector support, vector database, which is integrated. We have brought in document parser, which is optimization for PDF and Office documents. So these are the things which are now available, now introduced as part of 14.5.1 version. We have introduced these features, and this will allow, as I said, Domino IQ to use for any domain specific knowledge which is already stored in Domino as part of the databases, right? Another major addition is the MCP, which is nothing but a model context protocol. MCP will be exposed through Domino REST APIs, and it can enable AI systems to take action, not just respond with the text, which is very important for our developer community. Domino developers specifically, right? And with RAG and MCP now in place, Domino IQ can move beyond just answering simple questions. It becomes a possible to connect AI to actions such as creating different kind of records. You can trigger workflows, update the systems, or you can call external services. So this is a bridge from AI as an assistant to AI something really actively supporting the business processes, right? And we have got several examples. I have got a couple of demos, and we will show you those demos, how this is being used and this is being tested, right? Apart from that, you will also see Domino IQ is used more deeply across all the collaborations stack, right? In this year and next year, we are planning to introduce Domino IQ within HCL Same Time also. HCL Same Time is our chat solution, meeting and chat solution. So we are planning to introduce Domino IQ in that. Similarly, if you know that we have a browser version of email called as HCL Verse, VERSE Verse. HCL Verse also will have a similar capability, whereas summarizing the email threads and reply with AI, those kind of features will be part of HCL Verse also. In the current version, HCL Notes client had these features already, but in HCL Verse, we are bringing in those capabilities also. We talked about the roadmap, right? But the important aspect here is to understand is there is another important point is that how well it will fit, AI will fit in this actual business needs. Now, many AI models are trained primarily for English, but we all know customers who do not use English as their primary language or who work in the industry which are with very specific terminology. Being able to run a local or an industry specific model will make a real difference to a quality and a trust. And sovereign AI, which we are aligning with, sovereign AI will give customers a flexibility of choice that you can choose the model that you want to run in the infrastructure, and you have a full control of the cost and the infrastructure. So with that context, let's look at where Domino IQ will fit strategically. Imagine a user interfacing with an application, which you can see here as an example. Interfacing with an application system, the input flows into a Domino IQ, which will act as a AI layer, and Domino IQ will combine the LLMs which are available as part of the uh, language model, which you can deploy as a trusted data source. We will use these knowledge bases. Knowledge bases are very important. These can be your corporate policies. This can be your existing applications, knowledge bases, or files, wiki blogs. This is all your Domino data which is already stored. And now with the current version 14.5.1, RAG is available. It can connect to these existing systems to bring in different kind of use cases, right? And these use cases can be getting the user details, creating a support ticket, sending an email, placing an order, running a DB query, and there are various different kind of functionalities or use cases which can be brought in. And by combining this with the guard model, we have introduced a guard model. I'm going to explain about that, and as well as the MCP capability, we will be able to expand the Domino IQ to fulfill all the requirements which most of the customers are looking for from sovereign AI specifically, right? We also have introduced guard model, right? Why we need this, right? This is a key solution to the problems which we discussed, right? It is an AI model that will sit right in front of the main LLM. Its job is to perform security checks against the input given by the user and the output provided by the LLM. So essentially, it is acting as a filter. Why it is good? Because it will help you to secure the input and output of Domino IQ. It is designed to detect prompt injections, jailbreak attempts. These are very important, and these days this has become very problematic when you are using any kind of generative AI, right? So we wanted to build a layer in front of LLMs, and that is what the guard model is all about, right? So where we are going to ensure that no internal secrets of the customer, no internal data is being misused, right? So crucially, it will also help to block the data exploration, things like someone trying to get the model to summarize the internal secrets, as I said, right? Now, small caution here, a note of caution here is guard models are also not perfect, but there is a performance over it because you're running this as an extra check. However, having this layer is a massive step up in the security, right? Specifically for Domino IQ. So we will encourage all the business partners to test the guard model as well when you're testing Domino IQ in version 14.5.1 version specifically. The second thing which we talked about is how do you use it, right? This is one of the screenshots. This is a screenshot from our latest version of Domino 14.5.1. Now we are calling this as also Domino 2026 as a marketing moniker, by the way. So this shows that we are integrating the ability to add and configure the guard model right into the Domino environment, right? This is your Domino IQ configuration database, right? Anyone in the room who has tried and tested Domino IQ today will be able to recognize this database. You have to play with this database. You have to configure this database when you are using Domino IQ. So in this same configuration, we have introduced guard model here. You will see an option down below. That's where we will plug in the guard model to secure the Domino IQ. We talked about MCP, right? Now that you have seen that what a fully automated agents can do. Now we are talking about agentic AIs, right? And I'm not going to go little detail in agentic AIs because of the constraint of time. I'm assuming everyone would be aware about what agentic AI is all about. Now we have seen, right, a fully automated agent can do what it can do. So we need to understand how it actually will talk to those separate systems, right? Different kind of APIs, flight databases, flight applications, hotel databases, and so on. So the communication is handled by MCP, which is Model Context Protocol. This is a rather new protocol that was invented around 2 years back in maybe 2024, and then it became very popular in 2025 last year. So the great thing about the MCP is that it will allow an AI to connect to external tools, services, and different data sources in a standardized way. It will also enable the AI to take action on your behalf using the APIs because it will understand what those endpoints can offer through a standardized and AI recognizable schemas, right? So this means that AI can perform actions like getting the user details, as I said earlier, creating a support ticket, sending an email on your behalf, running a database query. We plan to introduce MCP functionality in Domino, and making Domino an MCP endpoint is very critical for us. And it is going to be truly enabling the full agentic AI environment. So this is work in progress. Some of this is already work in progress for us. As we move along, you would be able to test some of these functionalities as part of our early access program. Now, following the definition of the model context protocol, there are some important cautions, right? As inventor of the protocol says that be careful, because warning is that, with the great power comes the responsibility. Why? Because the model context protocol enables the AI to take actions on your behalf, right? Potentially placing the orders, as I said, sending emails. So the level of autonomy means it is crucial to be very careful about about what actions the AI can be permitted to perform, right? So we will again will invite all of you as business partners to test some of these features as we move along, as we provide you the early access program for this. Now we talked about RAG, Retrieval-Augmented Gen AI. Now what are we expecting here? So this is going to explain exactly why we need RAG or RAG, why a traditional AI training method will fail. The core issue is that the content of your data source, like Domino database, for instance, will keep changing. It's a very dynamic database because people are using a lot of applications which are based on Domino. So you cannot simply afford to train a traditional AI model on it. Training a full AI on this data would take longer period of time, lot of resources, very expensive. Yeah, and also you might spend months training on the LLM on this information, right? And by the way, once the training is finished, that your data is already out of the date because there is a new data which is available. So therefore, constantly retraining the AI is definitely not a viable option for keeping up with the current corporate knowledge, right? So hence, it is important that we introduce RAG in Domino. So let's talk about our architecture here. This is the architecture we already have as part of 14.5, where we introduced Domino IQ. You have a config engine, which is nothing but a database here, uh, right? Which we call it as Domino IQ .nsf database, which has to be configured. You have to predefine different kind of admin prompts and actions which it has to perform. Apart from that, it is important to understand the remaining components which we have introduced, right? So if I talk about, there is a guard model which we have introduced, which I talked about that. Then we have introduced the RAG model, which will hook up to your existing AI inference engine, which is nothing but your local LLM, and the embedding model, right? RAG embedding model is part of this. So we also have to ensure that we are creating the vector database. So you have to configure RAG configuration as part of this Domino IQ with RAG. And then the embedding model will connect to your existing database, which is nothing but your Domino applications. So RAG will talk to NSF, but before it does that, it will create a vector model for that, because that is very important, right? Now, uh, anyone who has worked with RAG will understand why we are talking about vector metrics here. So it is needed. It is nothing but a very large indexing of your entire data, so that you are able to pull in the necessary answers when Domino IQ is using RAG along with the AI inference engine, right? So this is a high level um architecture diagram for your understanding how the Domino IQ has been designed. You are more than welcome. If you have any questions, which you can email it to me. I'll share my email address with you, and I can connect with you, with each of you individually if you require. If you want to understand little more in detail about this architecture, myself and KY will be more than happy to connect with you independently, right, after this session as well. So what we eventually do is we create a vector database, quadrant, what we call it as, and we store all the indexing data in that model so that it becomes very easy. The responses are faster and so on and so forth. Now, how does it works? As I said, RAG is configured into a local mode. Llama server instance with the LLM inference model is configured on a local mode. A Llama server instance with an embedding model will run on top of that. And if you need an additional security, we'll configure the guard model, which we talked about, right? So this is again important from a security perspective. A vector database is created. It is called as quadrant vector store. As we mentioned earlier, it is important for us when we are using this functionality. And then all these processes are launched by the Domino IQ task. This is the new task which we have introduced, and which is visible. You will see all the Domino server processes, and the Domino IQ task is also visible in part of that. Now, let's talk about use cases, right? We talked about this. So what can Domino IQ can be actually used for? Smarter email and collaboration is the obviously starting point. We have already shown that you can summarize your email threads, or you can draft the reply with using AI feature, Gen AI feature. But there is a bigger opportunity is in the applications, right? Domino applications and the inbound communications which you are receiving. Think about things like help desk tickets, RFPs, job applications, or any kind of form-based submissions. Domino IQ can help you categorize those inbound requests, route them into the right people, and assist you with generating the response, right? That's what developers will be happy about, right? How they can deploy and use Domino IQ in their applications. It can also help with the faster decision making by analyzing existing content. You already have so much of data stored on Domino. And it can also help you in translating, rephrasing the text, improving grammar, making the content easier to understand, and so on and so forth. So the key message here is the efficiency which you have, reducing the manual effort by focusing AI on parts of the process that are going to take most time of the day. So these are some of the examples, like for users, for administrators, and for developers. Specifically, I'm talking about developers who would like to modernize their Domino applications by infusing the AI into it. We talked about sovereign AI, why it is important, right? Now let's discuss about this. This is a defined as a capability to produce artificial intelligence using own infrastructure, own data, workforce, and business networks. It is in essence because it is about controlling every aspect of the AI process, from where the model will run to what data it will use. This concept will apply to the customers or the countries which are very sensitive towards data, industries specifically, like banking customers, pharma customers, healthcare industry, government customers who are into security, or different kind of defense units, and so on and so forth, right? So the data sovereignty becomes very important if you want to follow different kind of guidelines and compliances. Similarly, in South Korea, there are so many data compliances to be followed. So for them, the sovereign AI becomes very important. And from day one, HCL Domino IQ is fulfilling those requirements. Now, customers who are in Europe, like for them, GDPR is important. So we are complied with that. Full control, it gives you 100% control, full control over all the intellectual capital, ability and availability, access, I would say risk management. And also, most importantly, this is governed with the Domino ACL, which is access control list, right? So further, it is important for us to ensure that Domino will govern the entire access of the users who are going to use Domino IQ. So this is very important for HCL software, that we are complying with Domino IQ is complying with different kind of national security laws for each and every country. Now let's jump into demo. I have got a couple of demos lined up here. Let me show you some of those demos. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, let's start with a very easy demo first, right? How do you use Domino IQ using the file summarization? So I have a demo for that. Now, what we have done is, this is a click-through demo because we are at a very time constrained environment. So I'll take like 5-6 minutes to quickly complete the demo here. If you are interested in understanding and knowing how we have built this, we are more than happy to take those questions and help you during that journey as well. So this is a attachment summarization. When you have got attachments in the Domino database, specifically any kind of team library, how do you infuse Domino IQ? So this is the example for that. So now this is a file library based on Domino database. Let's start creating a new document. So I've created a new document. I've attached a presentation. This is a Domino HCL Domino application presentation based on PowerPoint. We have given some description here. And once the file is stored, there is option summarize files, which is a button here. If you can see on top, I will click on that button, and then on the right hand side, you will see it will create a summary. Now, what it is doing is it is using the RAG or the RAG model to read the entire presentation and create a summary for you, right? Very helpful if you're using, if you want to infuse Domino IQ in this way, where you have attachments as part of your Domino applications, right? This is an out of the box capability, which is file library, but Domino IQ is not out of the box here. It has been integrated using the development. You can very easily create a widget and make Domino IQ part of this. So in the short amount of time, a summary is created, which you can see here on the right hand side, that it will read the entire presentation, the slides, and give you a summary out of it, right? So this is a benefit. This is the value which we bring in, that we are using the natural language processing and using the RAG capabilities and bringing the summarization capability as part of the presentation. Let's see the another example. This is how do you add the Domino IQ into any of the applications. This is another example of event planner. Let's talk about that. Event planner, again, it may be relevant for some people, may not be relevant, but these are the examples which we have built. So event planning, so this is going to use the agentic AI via Domino IQ in this demonstration, right? So this is the sample application as part of our demo. This is an event planning demo. Now let's create a new event here. And when you create a new event, I will select, I want to do a conference. So we'll select the conference. We will put all the information, the date, time, when the conference will happen, number of the attendees, and so on and so forth. Once you create this, it will ask you what kind of items you want Domino IQ to auto generate. Now, this is where we are taking help of generative AI. So I have clicked on all these options here down below: create a calendar entries, create a email template, create task, create reminders, registration template, and so on and so forth, right? So this is what the Domino IQ will do for us. It will create all these tasks and create templates for us behind the scenes as soon as I click on this button, right? So once I click this, you would see here the template is created, invitation template, reminders are created, and the calendar entries are created. Let's click on one of them. So this is the email template created by Domino IQ automatically. This is the content. I know it may be appearing very small to you, not greatly visible, but again, more than happy to do a one-to-one session with you to explain some of these things in detail. So this is the event item email template which has been created by the Domino IQ. This is another speaker session scheduled template created by Domino IQ automatically. So what we are eventually trying to say here is that with Domino IQ, you can infuse agentic AI capabilities as well. So it can do multiple tasks for you. Thanks, KY. Do I have 1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Let's jump into another example, that how do you as developers will infuse the Domino IQ in any custom application, right? Now, there is a sample database which we have made available on OpenNTF. I will ask KY to share that link with you. It is available on OpenNTF, called as Domino IQ Insights. I'm going to take that as an example, and you can use this Domino IQ Insights to infuse IQ into your custom applications, right? And without need of any Domino developer, I would say, but yeah, still you need some knowledge of Domino development. But this is more of a wizard driven. So let's quickly do this. This is an example. This is a sample database which we have taken. Now let's see how do you include IQ functionality. So to do that, we will go to actions. And in actions, we are going to open the database. This is the Domino IQ Insight database. This is available on OpenNTF. You can go and download this. We will add a new configuration. So I'm going to add a new Domino application, and we will select the form. Now, when you select the application, it will tell you how many forms your application has, right? So you can pick any of the forms which you have. Select the form, and as soon as you click the form, it will show you all the fields as the forms are required. Now you have to select the fields which you want Domino IQ to read the data from. So we will include that. Once you have done that, you have to go to Domino Insights database, and then you can ask the question, right? Ask the question to summarize. Like, for example, in this database, I want to summarize, tell me more about the contract. A contract can be any purchase contract or any kind of services contract. It will read the database and bring the answer for me from your existing database, which is your existing workflow or a Domino database which customer is already using it, right? So the results are provided here. We can also say, please identify the task in that database. So it can identify those tasks as well. I can copy this request and create an email out of it and share it with my team members. Based on that, they will be able to perform the task. So this is a very small example. Some of these examples are available recorded, but if you're interested, as I said earlier, in more detailed deep dive sessions, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to show you some of these examples, spend some time with you and tell you how to use them, because we want all of your business partners to understand this is going to bring a lot of value for our customers, existing customers who are using Domino. Now they might be asking you already about generative AI. Can it be infused on Domino? So with Domino IQ, we are able to do that. So with that, thank you so much for listening to me very patiently. I know I might have spoken a little faster. KY will help you if there are any questions. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the day with some sessions, and look forward to meeting you when I'm there in South Korea. In-person meetings, I can be at your place to meet each of you. Thank you, KY.
Okay, thank you, Nitin.